if he performs poorly, everybody will say, well, he's young, he's learning, so there is really no problem. If he goes on to surprise everybody, let's say he has a dream performance and wins, you can imagine what the world will be talking. They will say a new star has been born, and this guy will be in the conversation when Lewis Hamilton leaves the scene. And so it is a win-win situation for him. It's like the goalkeeper in a penalty situation in football. If you score, nobody is going to blame the goalkeeper for not saving a penalty, and if he saves it, he becomes a hero. So that's the kind of situation that George Russell finds himself in. Instead, pressure will be on Valtteri Bottas, and he's already saying that if this young man bests him, if he finishes ahead of him, then it's going to be a problem. People will feel that Valtteri Bottas is just not good enough. It's not a question now of Lewis Hamilton being just heads and shoulders above everybody. You've got the same vehicle as Lewis Hamilton. So that's why even the arguments that people make, and they say, well, Lewis Hamilton has got a superior machine, that's why he's better than everyone else, it doesn't really hold, because why is Valtteri Bottas not doing the same thing? How many races has he won? Yeah, there are many times when they'll finish 1 and 2. But why is it that, look at the points difference between him and Valtteri Bottas, and it's not just because of the car, it is the driver that's doing something special in that car. Remember, Lewis Hamilton didn't even win his first championship with Mercedes. It was with McLaren. Since he left them, how many times have they won the championship? So for George Russell, young man coming in, taking the place of Lewis Hamilton, he will know that the world is watching, but I will advise him to just go there, have fun, do your best, absolutely no pressure. If you feel, well, you are a young man, you're just coming in, no problem. And if you perform extremely well, then it's going to open doors for you in the future. So I agree with him that he's under no pressure, and he should just go there and enjoy himself.
Certainly that's what we are expecting from us. Hamilton has won the World Championship already for Mercedes. Mercedes themselves have won the Constructor of the Year. So they are just running that time to end the season. So the young one coming in to replace Hamilton would have loved to extend his lead on the other drivers that are behind him. But to me, he should go in there and just enjoy himself. He's got nothing to prove. I mean, if he goes in there with the mindset of, I want to prove something to people that I'm a good driver, maybe someone should come get me in Formula 1, then there will be a problem, then the pressure will be on him. But if he goes in there to enjoy himself and enjoy the opportunity given to him by Mercedes in the absence of their world champion, Lewis Hamilton, then he's going to be fine. Whether he gets to finish last on after the race, or he gets to finish 10th, or maybe make the podium, no one is going to question his abilities at all. Just go in there and enjoy yourself. Mercedes, they've done what they came for this season. That is, win the Drivers' Championship and win the Constructor Championship, and they've done that. So go in there and enjoy yourself.
Seriously, the person who is under pressure is Valtteri Bottas, because his contract is going to expire the end of next season. So if this young man performs very well, Mercedes might be thinking, okay, we shouldn't be extending or giving Valtteri Bottas a new contract. We can get this guy to be with Hamilton for how long, because they don't know how long Hamilton is going to continue. Hamilton is 35 now. You don't know how long he will continue in Formula 1. So really, it will be all eyes on Bottas. He has to ensure that whatever happens, this young man does not outperform him. If he does that, then there will be a problem. And if there is another race coming, we don't know whether Lewis Hamilton will be cleared to race at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So if it happens that George Russell races for Mercedes at the Sahel Grand Prix this weekend, and then at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and just imagine he wins both races. I mean, come on. Mercedes will seriously start thinking about, okay, this young man is a star for the future. Let us grab him right away.
All right. Currently, he drives for Williams, but it was just an emergency. That is why Russell will be driving for Mercedes this weekend. So we wish him all the best, and it wasn't really easy. And they had to fly the suit from Italy and had to do so many things in the space of a few days in order for everything to go well with him. team. So for me, I wish him all the best. Quickly, let's talk boxing before going on our first break on the show this morning. Adihan, this is a big fight coming up on the 12th of December. We know that Anthony Joshua is favourite to win, but Kubrat Pulev is also a strong boxer. But somebody has been asked to come on a scouting mission. I'm talking about Tyson Fury because of the mega fight we are expecting next year from these two guys. So he has asked Tyson Fury to come and be at the ringside when Joshua takes on Kubrat Pulev, because next year is going to be really massive. And this has been happening when you have a fighter and the next opponent in the next fight will just go on and be among the crowd to see how far what he will learn from that fight before their main bout. So that is what is happening right now. He has asked him to come over and be on the scouting.
I don't think it needs to be asked. Normally they go there to watch, and even if he cannot be there physically, he will definitely be watching the videos and doing the analysis. But these guys, they know themselves so well. I wonder whether being there physically to watch the fighter take on his opponent, whether it's going to teach him anything new about his opponent, which he doesn't know. These guys have even sparred before, although much earlier. Remember that when he was even preparing to take on Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua promised to spar with him. Yeah, but that whether the offer was not accepted or Anthony Joshua reneged on his promise. But I think Tyson Fury was saying that he was ready to accept it, but maybe it was Anthony Joshua that did not come, or perhaps he didn't expect that Tyson Fury was going to accept it. But they had sparred before, much earlier in both their careers. And after that, Tyson Fury predicted that watch out for this young man, note the name Anthony Joshua, is going to become a world champion, and his prediction of course has come true, which is something remarkable. Although now he isn't that charitable towards Anthony Joshua because he's now a direct rival, and he has said one or two nasty things about him. But he predicted a long time ago that Anthony Joshua was going to become a champion, and that he knew from when he sparred him, because Anthony Joshua had not even turned pro then. He was still an amateur, while Tyson Fury was the pro. And he said Anthony Joshua was coming at him, and the first 2 rounds he was really feeling the heat, and he had to stop Anthony Joshua with some powerful body shots, and that was what slowed him down in the latter rounds. So these are 2 men that respect each other, even though they will not openly admit it that much. But I think it will be great to see that fight, and I know that Tyson Fury will definitely be there live if he can, and if something happens and he's not there, you can be sure that he will be watching the match keenly, and he will try to see as much as he can from that encounter. But as I said, I think he knows everything about Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua also knows everything about Tyson Fury.
All right, going to the United States now to talk about basketball. Very soon we're expecting the new season in the NBA because of what happened last season. It was really fantastic, though it ended in a bubble where they had to go to somewhere in Florida to ensure that they ended the NBA in a fantastic way. But then at the end of the day, it was LA Lakers that won, and right now 2 of the big guys that really helped them to win the NBA title are being given contract extension. Anthony Davis, for him, he has agreed with new 5-year deal with the LA Lakers, and it's reported $190 million. And also for LeBron James, he's set to sign a 2-year extension. These guys, they are combination. He has already signed. They are combination. I know he's going to sign because these 2 guys really helped last season, and they want to do more and see how they can help LA Lakers to retain the title. Fantastic guys for LA Lakers, and now they are extending their contract. This is the way to go. Before the season will start, just ensure that all the guys you need are all settled and they are ready for the preseason before the tournament.
Definitely. I mean, the presence of Anthony Davis actually helped LeBron James and the LA Lakers to win the first NBA in a very, very long time. You cannot talk about Lakers' success last season. We're talking about AD. You can obviously we can't talk say more than what we've already said, and more is going to come from this man over the years. This would be his 18th season in the NBA. Talking about LeBron James, so I think he's definitely there. But AD's presence in that team transformed the team to what they achieved last season. There were days, there were games, especially when they went to the bubble, that LeBron James couldn't really grab the team to the finish line. AD was there to do that. So I think it's a no-brainer, obviously. If they want to continue to enjoy this kind of success that we've just witnessed, they need AD. And they've made some fantastic signings. I think they are forming the Galactico gradually, talking about the Lakers forward. If everything works out for them, the kind of signings that they've made in this off-season, I think they might, I'm just projecting, they might, if everything works out, everybody blends together and they play like a team, I think they might retain the NBA title. But first of all, I think AD's contract extension and the money is fantastic for Lakers. Good news. It's more fantastic for Lakers than even AD.
And when you look at the NBA right now, you don't really see any team that can seriously challenge LA Lakers. Golden State Warriors are falling by the way. They're just not it right now. They've got injury problems, some of big names left, and so it's just been one problem after the other. When they showed some dominance over, I think, 4 seasons, they won it like 3 times, but it's really not been there. Toronto Raptors shocked all of us 2 seasons ago by winning the NBA, and we thought, okay, win the North, they are going to really come out and dominate, but they weren't able to do that this last season. Houston Rockets, that if you look at with James Harden, consistently one of the best players in the NBA, didn't quite work out, and now Russell Westbrook, who joined them not too long ago, I think joined them in 2019, has also left them, and their owner has said some things that many of the players there don't really like. So when you look at all the teams, you feel that, okay, LeBron James coming to LA Lakers, the first thing, they didn't even make the playoff, but look at them, made the playoff and went on to win. Anthony Davis has come in, they are bringing in some more players, and you just feel that they are in a very good place right now. LeBron James is 35, he can't play forever, no matter how good he is. He will definitely be leaving very soon, and that's why they gave him a 2-year contract extension. And with Anthony Davis is 27. They gave him a 5-year contract extension. So that's you see what they are trying to do. The younger guys are getting the longer contracts, and it's only natural.
James will be 36 this month, so I think he's almost at that level.
No, but I'm sure he will still play. The thing is, he will not play as many matches as he used to, but this guy, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, played till he was over 40. March into Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was 40 something and was still playing. So I believe that LeBron James can be that kind of player too. He will just manage the matches. He will manage the number of games that he plays, but he still got it. He takes very good care of himself. Look at Lionel Messi. He's 33, but does he play like a 33-year-old? Look at Cristiano Ronaldo at 35. Hell, look at Zlatan Ibrahimovic at 39. These guys are right now still at the top of their game. So LeBron James, I'm sure, will play till he's well past 40.
All right, their first game will be on the 22nd of December, and it will be a derby between LA Lakers and the LA Clippers. So let's wait.
Same thing happened last season. It was LA Clippers that won, and we thought, okay, LA Clippers, they seem to be the better side in Los Angeles, but we know what happened at the end of the day.
All right, guys, let's go on our first break, and we'll return. We'll continue with the show.
Hey, no.
Do you know that following people without their consent is
stalking and it's an offense?
9 PSB. Your correct bank don't land. No need to the waka say you want go open account. 9 PSB go allow you open account where you dey. Pay bill, save money, start to send and receive money fast. Because why? 9 PSB agents them stand that get for where you dey for any transaction. Make life for them go easy.
This now to introduce 9 Payment Service Bank. Correct bank for you and me. Dial *990# or download the 9 PSB app for iOS and Google Play Store. Make you start to the bank. Our bank agent then stand that for your area. With any phone, you fit open account to Kia to pay any kind bill and start to send and receive money instant. 9 PSB. Now our bank be that.
Honey?
Yes, dear.
I'm tired of the poor power situation. Every time I stock the fridge, I come back to spoiled food. I think it's about time we go solar.
How?
With Vertical Solar, we can have all our appliances and electronics powered by solar, and they allow us to pay small. We can pay installmentally with as low as 36,000 naira monthly, spread across 12 months.
Tell me more.
I know you like the idea of paying small. Vertical Solar range of products can power all household devices, including air conditioners and water pumps.
What are the benefits of solar power?
We are talking uninterrupted power supply, no monthly electricity bill, no more spending on generator, and no more generator noise.
I see. But how can I locate Vertical Solar?
Head now to 28 Country Home Metal Road off Ajib Junction, Sapele Road, Benin City, or Blossom Mall beside Stop to Shop stores, DBS Road, Asaba. Or you can call them on 0816-170-1105 or 0703-623-4843. You can also send them an email on info@verticalsolar.com.ng.
Vertical Solar, your lifetime power partners.
Make I tell you a story where they sweet me for body. It save me time. It ain't near my house, yeah. If you want deposit money, withdraw money, or open account, yeah. Even if your bank is far, no need to waste your time, yeah. Go use Eco Bank, Express Money, now your corner bank, Express Money, in any of your house, Express Money, go for everywhere. You want to open account, withdraw, send money, pay your bills, use Eco Bank Express Point within you.
Eco Bank, the Pan-African Bank.
And in case you're just tuning in, it's Sports Fiesta reaching live on a 2.7 KFM down here in Benin City. All right, back from the break. Before we went on the break, we told you what to expect this weekend from Formula One, as George Russell is set to replace Lewis Hamilton and race alongside Valtteri Bottas, and also what to expect from the bout between Anthony Joshua and Kubrat Pulev, as Eddie Hearn asked the WBC champion Tyson Fury to come on his scouting mission. So now let's talk football, and the first port of call will be at the Emirates Stadium. For some time it has been really difficult for the Gunners, but not at the Europa League level, but at the domestic level they've been struggling, and that's Arteta had to come out to say, well, he could be fired anytime, any day, but then I don't see that coming any moment from now. But yesterday in their fifth game in the Europa League, it was a fantastic one, a 4-1 thrashing at the Emirates, and it wasn't the usual empty stadium, but this time 2,000 fans were there, and the manager said that made the night a very special one. Then we had their strikers who were able to score yesterday. Lacazette was one of the scorers. Mari and Nketiah also score in that game. So this is fantastic for them. 15 points from 5 matches.
Look, they are playing in the Europa League, which is the second tier, and this is the
what if we let him know
this is the group stages. I don't think performing well, beating Rapid Vienna 4-1 at the Emirates would dramatically change anything at the Emirates. We'll have to wait for the weekend when they play against Tottenham Hotspur. That is when you start thinking or start looking at what's happening at Arsenal. Really, they've already won the group, so it's not a problem. This is the group stage of the Europa League. If Arsenal cannot do well to qualify easily from the group, then you have to ask some questions. Just as we are beginning to ask questions about the Super Eagles. Why are you struggling when you are in the same group with Sierra Leone, Benin Republic, and Lesotho? You know, that will have been the same question we're asking Arsenal right now. And I wasn't expecting a different result yesterday. They won. They just had to, given the poor results that they've been having in recent times. But it will be when they play against Tottenham Hotspur this weekend that we will see whether they are truly about to turn the corner or not. Yeah. So, and besides, when you get to the round of 16, you get to the quarterfinals, things are going to get tougher, even in the Europa League, because some of the clubs from the Champions League are going to drop. And of course, in this stage, in the group stage, you do not meet the bigger clubs in the Europa League. You can't be in the same group with clubs that are from your country, for instance. So they can't meet Tottenham, for example. But once they get to the quarterfinal stage, this is where it's going to get really interesting. They've come close a couple of seasons. Remember, Arsenal have not played Champions League for like 3 seasons consecutively, and they've still not been able to win the Europa League. So it's something that is really embarrassing. So if you cannot be playing in the Champions League, you should be winning the Europa League. Look at Sevilla. They won the Europa League last season. They're playing in the Champions League this year, and they've already made it to the round of 16. So although it was an impressive display, but what is the opposition? Which opposition did they face? So I think even the strongest fans of Arsenal will not get carried away by that game yesterday. They will have to wait until they see the game against Tottenham Hotspur. That's when they will have an idea of, okay, do we really have the spine to make it this season, to even make the top 6? That's what we'll be talking about Arsenal now, not even the top 4. Last season, they did not make the top 6. They only qualified for the Europa League because they won the FA Cup against a very poor Chelsea team last season who could not sign and had to play mainly with French players that last season. It's a different team right now when you look at Chelsea, the way they've strengthened. Arsenal have not been able to strengthen like that. Yes, they brought on some players, but it really isn't what you want a top team to be. They are 14th on the table right now, not where Arsenal, the only team that has gone unbeaten in the entire EPL for an entire season. That's not the position that they want to be in. So Mikel Arteta knows that what happened yesterday, it was good, a good result, good to boost the morale. Tottenham Hotspur did not even win. Jose Mourinho is questioning the attitude of his players, so maybe that gives them a slight edge going into the weekend. But it is what will happen at the weekend that will give Arsenal fans an idea of where their team will be.
All right, let's go on this break, and let's take this jingle from our sponsors. And the segment we are right now is sponsored by BetPay. But we'll come back, we'll take the full results of the matches that we played yesterday.
If I put this one, I get 500,000. If I put this one, I get 1 million.
Which one when you talk to yourself like this?
Never your BetPay. For BetPay, they go reward you whether you win or lose. Remember, say 150% first deposit bonus they wait for you. If you deposit and withdraw instant 24/7, and many of them get package full brand. Go register for BetPay and start to win.
Person fee be agent.
Yes, now if you become agent and then you go get bonuses. Oh yeah, go www.betpay.ng.
BetPay, you stake, we pay.
All right, that was not the only match that was played. So many matches, and right now so many teams have qualified with a game to spare, and Arsenal are one of them. Haven't gotten 100% from that group B, where they won 5 out of 5. Okay, let's have the remaining results from the matches that we played.
Well, in Group A, we had Cluj and CSK Sofia playing out a goalless draw. AS Roma beat Young Boys 3-1. As we said, in Group B, Arsenal 4, Rapid Vienna 1, Molde 3, Dundalk 1. In Group C, Nice lost 3-2 at home to Bayer Leverkusen, while Slavia Prague beat Hapoel Beersheva 3-0. In Group D, Benfica 4, Lech Poznan 0, while Rangers beat Standard Liège 3-2. In Group E, Granada lost 1-0 at home to PSV Eindhoven, while Omonia Nicosia beat POK FC 2-1. In Group F, AZ Alkmaar and Napoli played out a 1-1 draw, and Real Sociedad and Rijeka also settled for a 2-2 draw. AEK Athens played. AEK Athens lost at home 4-2 to SC Braga in Group G, while Zorya beat Leicester City 1-0. In Group H, AC Milan, they came from two goals down against Celtic.
That was great.
And they won that encounter 4-2, while Lille beat Sparta Prague 2-1. Karabakh FK 1, Maccabi Tel Aviv 1. This is in Group I, while Sivasspor lost 1-0 at home to Villarreal. Samuel was one of the goal scorers in that encounter. Then in Group J, Lask and Tottenham Hotspur, as we told you, played out a 3-3 draw, and Royal Antwerp beat Ludogorets Razgrad 3-1. In Group K, CSKA Moscow were beaten 1-0 at home by Wolfsburg, while Feyenoord lost 2-0 at home to Dinamo Zagreb. In Group L, Red Star Belgrade 0, Hoffenheim 0, and
Agent of Belgium 1, Slovan Liberec.
Yeah, 2-1 in that encounter. And those were the matches that were playing in the Europa League.
All right, looking at those that have qualified already, AS Roma, they have got 13 points from 5 matches and they've already booked their spots, but still open. Young Boys are 7th. They are second rather with 7 points, while Cluj are 10th with 5 points. So a win for any of the two can still get them the ticket. Then we look at Group B, where Arsenal took their tickets, and Mold also won yesterday, beating Dundalk 3-1 on 9 points. So Rapid Vienna will have to win their last game. I hope that Mold will lose so that they can also be able to get a ticket. Then for Dundalk, they have crashed out already. Rangers are doing very well, and it seems this year they could stop Celtic from winning their 10th consecutive Scottish Premier League title, because right now both domestically and in Europe they are flying high. 11 points from 5 games, as well as Benfica, they both booked their spots. So many teams have done so, including AC Milan and even Napoli. They also booked their spots. So we hope that after the last game next week, then the battle will start getting tougher. This story is really it baffled me when I bumped into the story. Former Real Madrid and Everton star Rustin Drenthe. I remember when he burst into limelight, then he was really a fantastic player before he was signed by Real Madrid. But right now, he has been declared bankrupt at the age of 33 after losing £3.2 million fortune. And it's not at the moment. He's playing for Division 2 side in the Dutch league, and he's playing for Kozak Boys. But he has had some problems off the pitch. And this is somebody, like I said, played for Everton, played for Real Madrid, and everyone expected that his career would really flourish. But right now, he's really suffering. Though he's still playing football, still making some money, but they've not declared him bankrupt. He's still into movies too. He has acted in a movie where he had to play a bad guy role, and also had a hit song. You know, he's also a rapper. He's doing so the different things, but still declared bankrupt.
He's hustling. That's basically what we're trying to tell us. Francis is the financial expert. I believe he will be able to answer some of the The truth is, it doesn't matter how much you make. If you do not manage your finances, you go bankrupt.
Exactly.
Mike Tyson at one point was touted. He was on the verge of becoming the first $1 billion athlete. But what happened to him eventually? The reason why he's even doing this exhibition, you know, Mike Tyson got $10 million for that fight against Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. got about $3 million. So Mike Tyson, is doing all this to still try and stay afloat. At one point, Donald Trump was the financial advisor of Mike Tyson. And so it doesn't matter. I've mentioned this a couple of times on this show. NBA players who are some of the highest earners in the world. Some of the highest earners when you talk sports, and we know there's so much money for sportsmen and women. NBA players, research, they have empirical evidence for this, that 60% of NBA players go bankrupt. They go broke after about 5 years when they stop receiving the salaries from the basketball from the NBA. So you wonder, all the millions that they were collecting, what were they using it for? So how come just 5 years after you retire, after you stop playing the game, when that money is not coming as regularly before? Because in the past, you collect your wage every week, you get a lot, millions have entered your account. So if you are smart, you should be able to invest that. Some people, if you give them, some people will never earn $1 million for their entire life. But these NBA players, some of them will earn, that's not even among the highest earners. So they'll earn like 20 to 25 million every year. And 5 years after they retire, this is somebody that played for like 10 years, some 15 years, depending on how well your body responds to injury and other stuff. You play for so many years and you are earning this amount every year, and 5 years after you retire, you are bankrupt. So basketballers even earn more than footballers. So if it can happen to basketballers 5 years after you retire, you can imagine what will happen to a footballer, even though he's still playing. But you know, if you are not playing in the early division, you can't be playing in Division 2 and you expect that your salary will be more than. You can't be playing in the Belgian league, for instance, and you expect that you'll be earning somebody who is playing in the top league in England. So looking at Rustin Vente, that guy he was fantastic. He was terrific at one point. You know, I think they were even comparing him to Edgar Davids and some other players. So I have been disappointed at the trajectory that his career took, but I'm really disappointed also that he's not been able to manage his finance. I don't know the kind of problems that he's had, but this is something that is all too familiar, and that's why we always talk to our own players here. Some of the, of course, when you have money, enjoy it.
But also invest.
And when, especially, you know, now most of us, our background, we suffer. And so when you now see money, you want to enjoy. Nobody says you shouldn't buy the flashless cars and everything, but think of the future. Invest so that you don't later start you regret. You have little money and it is the latest. I've said this before. I interviewed somebody. I've consistently refrained from mentioning his name. I was interviewing this guy, and we're asking him about, well, if I mention the club, you guys will know who I'm talking about. So I'm going to leave that up. Like, guy, we hear that you have signed for this club. Is it true? Can you confirm? And this guy was chewing gum and was just arrogantly telling us, no, I've not signed for that club. If I signed for that club, you see me with my Hummer Jeep or Bentley. This was what a Nigerian player said in an interview.
The first that
was what was on his mind. I'm like, really? So this is what you are thinking about? That's and this is a sport that you do not play forever. This is a sport that even very early in your career you could have an injury and that will be everything. So we have to advise them. You must invest. You must invest because you are lucky. You are extremely lucky. Not everybody earns that kind of money that you do. So you have to invest your money and try to think of the future so that you don't go bankrupt.
Is he owing money? Because damn, that is making it so popular. Because bankruptcy it does not mean that you're broke. Like you can't feed yourself. You can't pay your bills to some extent. But bankruptcy means that you are owing. For instance, I'm owing Ibrahim 1 million, and I'm getting like 30,000 naira every month. There's no way I can pay. Ibrahim
from that 30,000 you are paying.
There's no way I can pay. How many years?
Instrumentally,
I have other things to do. So Ibrahim takes me to court. I get to court and I'm receiving 30,000 and I look at my business. So there's no way I can pay that 1 million. So the bank will now, give me an order that I'm bankrupt already. So Ibrahim will have to forfeit
the money you are owing.
Exactly. I can't pay it. I see I don't have the means to pay you, if you understand. So we settle like that. But very good day. But that has the meaning. So I feel like Ibrahim correctly said, I think most times when I use the word we, I'm talking about humans. We are carried away with the fan base, the hype, and we set a standard for ourselves. We want to live up to this life. You imagine you go out and you want to spend close to 3 million in one night. I'm talking pounds and dollars. Wayne Rooney, thank God for the Sir Alex Ferguson that he has been fighting for some time now, but actually helped him to become Wayne Rooney. There were days when Rooney would go out on a night and lose 3 million pounds because of gambling. He was addicted to gambling, and Ferguson always attacked him, wanted him to become a better man. Today, he is a better man. I hope that other footballers that are currently playing with good clubs, they understand that when those things come and they give... See, the funniest part of it is, when you sign for a football club, they give you a flashy car, fantastic car. Someone was accusing Marcus Rashford that he's pushing food poverty that is going on in the UK, and he's putting money in there. But look at he's investing in real estate. I was like, what are you talking about? The young man is doing something, and he's still thinking at the age of 23 that let me start buying houses and put it under rent, so that by the time I retire from football, I'll just relax and be collecting my rent and be eating my money. So why are you accusing him? So I feel that once you are receiving this big, I'm not asking that you buy. I'm not saying don't buy the Rolls Royce or Bentley.
Invest for the future.
Invest. Imagine players. You have fleets of cars like Obama. They will go and buy a car. Limited edition. When they say limited edition, means that car is coming out next year, but they will buy it this year and start driving it. I mean, guys, come on.
Too much money. All right, it's good to enjoy. All right, let's take this message from sponsors.
It's time to win very big. Feel the excitement at www.betpay.ng, the sports betting company that rewards you whether you win or lose. Stay on top of the action wherever you are. Get the best odds, 150% deposit bonus. Cash out anytime. Accumulate your bonus. You can deposit and withdraw instantly, 247 and much more. Register now at BetPay to start winning. You can also become a BetPay agent and earn fantastic commissions and bonuses. Visit www.betpay.ng. BetPay. You stay, we pay.
All right, and now we're going to be looking at the UEFA Nations League, the draws, semi-final draws we have made, and France will have to face Belgium, while Italy will take on Spain. Come on, these are mouth-watering fixtures, and you expect these matches to be explosive.
Yeah, they are going to be in Italy next year in October. So on the 6th of October, we'll have Italy taking on Spain at the San Siro, while on the 7th of October, it will be Belgium versus France. That will be at the Juventus Stadium in Turin. The third place match is going to be on Sunday, the 10th of October, at the Juventus Stadium in Turin, and the final is going to be on Sunday, the 10th of October, at the San Siro Stadium in Milan. And you know, Portugal won the first edition. Thought that they could win this, but they were beaten by France in a crucial game, and so they did not make it. But for Belgium, consistently, they've been world number one. I think it's time for them to win that trophy, do something. And well, they've still got another opportunity at the Euros. It's something that they also have to look at. You look at Belgium. I think player for player, not many countries have got are better than Belgium, because almost every department, from the goalkeeping, they've got at least two very good goalkeepers that you can always rely on. The right back, left back, central defense, the midfield, the attack. Everywhere. Eden Hazard is a Belgian. He's struggling now, but we know how good he is. Kevin De Bruyne is Belgian. Romelu Lukaku, who can't stop scoring, is from Belgium. Eden Hazard has got a younger brother, Thorgan Hazard, who was also
doing right now.
Very well. You know, so they've just they are oozing quality all over the place, and that's why they are they have been world number one for so many seasons now. So I think it is time for them. This is their golden generation. They've got to win something.
All right, let's take this one. Then we'll come back from this. We'll look at the fixtures for the top 5 leagues this weekend.
Them say no time to check time, but this is not time to hammer. You don't try BetPay, they go reward you whether you win or lose. Remember, say 150% first deposit bonus, they wait for you. You fit cash out anytime. You fit deposit and withdraw instant 24/7, and many get things full grand. Yourself fit become BetPay agent, and you go they get get bonuses. Oh yeah, sharp go www.betpay.ng. BetPay, you stake, we pay.
All right, it's time for us to look at the fixtures we are having this weekend in the top 5 major leagues around Europe. Yeah, it's not going to be easy, but this time around, I think it's going to be really, really tough for all the teams, because playing midweek and playing weekends have not been really been easy. Okay, we'll start with the English Premier League, and there was supposed to be a game today, but that game has been postponed, and between the Aston Villa and Newcastle United. But from tomorrow, games are bid for tomorrow in the English Premier League.
Alright, tough one. Burnley will be at home against Everton, Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium against Fulham, Western United in London Stadium will play against Manchester United, while Chelsea by 9 p.m. tomorrow will be at home at Stamford Bridge against Leeds United. On Sunday, West Bromwich Albion at the Orphans against Crystal Palace. Sheffield United will be home against Leicester City. Tottenham at White Hart Lane against Arsenal, while Liverpool will be home against Wolverhampton Wanderers. On Monday, we'll have Brighton Hove Albion playing host to Southampton. From there, we go to the La Liga Santander. Games starting tonight in the La Liga Santander. Athletic Bilbao against Celta Vigo. Tomorrow, Levante against Getafe. Sevilla will be home against Real Madrid. Atletico Madrid against Real Valladolid. Cadiz against Barcelona. And on Sunday, Granada against West Ham. Osasuna against Real Betis. Villarreal against Lecce. Deportivo Alaves against Real Sociedad. Eibar against Valencia on Monday. Those are the fixtures from the Spanish La Liga. To the German Bundesliga now will go. Game today. Hertha Berlin will be home against Union Berlin. Then tomorrow have FC Cologne against Wolfsburg. Arminia Bielefeld will be home against Mainz 05, and Frankfurt will play host to Dortmund. Freiburg against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Bayern Munich home against RB Leipzig. While on Sunday we have Werder Bremen against Stuttgart. Schalke 04 against Bayern Leverkusen. On Monday we have Hoffenheim home against Augsburg. Those are the fixtures from the German Bundesliga. To the Italian Serie A. Games will start tomorrow. Spezia against Lazio. Juventus will be home against Torino. Inter Milan against Bologna. Then on Sunday have Hellas Verona against Cagliari. Parma home against Benevento. Roma will play host to Sassuolo. Udinese against Atalanta. Crotone against Napoli. Sampdoria will go home against AC Milan. We will have Fiorentina against Genoa. Then we go to the last one.
The French Ligue 1 starts tonight. Lens will take on Marseille. Tomorrow it will be Rennes versus Lens. Montpellier will be at home to reigning champions Paris Saint-Germain. Then on Sunday, Lille will take on Monaco. Angers versus Lorient. Bordeaux will treat Acos with Brest. Dijon will entertain Saint-Etienne. Nantes will do battle with Strasbourg. Then SVL Reims will take on Nice, while Metz will face Lyon. These are the matches to expect in the French Ligue 1. Alright, we have to take a pause here and look at the messages you guys have sent. Then we'll probably talk more.
Before we look at the messages, let's give you the results of the third edition of the Stephen Keshi Under 17 tournament, which is currently going on in Benin City. Maro 11, they beat Idea Sports 3-1 yesterday, while Kano Football Academy they smashed Rodley FC. That's Fred Newton and his team. They smashed them 3-0. Lee versus Oscar, so this match did not take place as both teams didn't come. Gapsin lost 1-0 to Benden Insurance Feeders, while Dynamo Sports, they smashed Andalas 6-1. And United Stars lost 3-2 to Jazzy Football. Okay, United Angels, sorry. Lost 3-2 to Jazzy Football Academy. Unique lost 3-0 to Dynamos Academicals. And today, the quarterfinals, we'll have quarterfinal 1, Idea Sports versus Dynamos Sports. That's at 8 a.m. I guess that match is on now. Quarterfinal 2, Flight versus Kifa. That's Kano International Football Academy, 9 a.m. And quarterfinal 3, Bender Insurance Feeders versus Jazzy Football Academy. And quarterfinal 4, Dynamos Academica versus Gapsin. That's going to be at 9 a.m. And then we know the semi-finals. Winner of quarterfinal 1 versus winner of quarterfinal 3, 4 p.m. Then winner of quarterfinal 2 versus winner of quarterfinal 4 at 4 p.m. Then the 5 is going to be the third place match at 2 p.m. and the finals at 4 p.m. Then the venue is the University of Benin Teaching Hospital football field.
Okay. That Jazzy play, that's the team I was talking about. Came all the way from Plateau United. Plateau State.
Yes.
And there's a player that is at the verge of joining Bayern Munich in that team. Young man.
Wow.
if not for COVID-19,
it was done.
That's long gone to join up with Bayern Munich Academy.
Okay, before we take the text message, please, still on grassroots football. There's this tournament coming up. It's a Gold Cup football tournament in Ipobaoka and Igor local government areas. It kicks off tomorrow, Saturday, 5th December 2020, and the first match will be between Ward 1 and Ward 2 of Ipobaoka and local government area by 4 p.m. at Western Boys High School, Benin City, and it promises to be a very exciting moment. Okay, let's look at the messages.
All right, let's stop them here. This one says, Ole is good, but still growing. Man United is not a growing coach club, so Pochettino. Kelvin from Benin. Okay. This one says, my name is Collins from Enya, Benin City. I want to say, Ibrahim, I idol you. I think you mean I idolize you. I love your analysis. Please, I don't know if you know Bernard Badamasi. He's a sports analyst with Brilla FM. Abuja. I love him so much. The guy is good, just like you, Ibrahim. Yeah, I know Bernard Badamasi, aka Koboko Master.
Yeah.
I think he's the brother of our own Edo Pikin, Jonathan Badamasi. Yeah, that's his brother. Yeah, I know him, and he's very good. When I was in Abuja, I used to listen to him very much on. He does sports analysis with Pigeon, and he is very good. And there's this other guy. He has left Brilla now. I left better one.
They bring the sport news to you. They also bring the funny side to you. They make you relax, listen to the sport.
So I know him. He's a very good sports analyst. Let's do the messages.
Okay. All right, quickly, let's give you some of the transfer rumors before Bloody Final we saw the show this morning. Arsenal and Liverpool, they are considering a move for Brighton and Mali midfielder Yves Bissouma, who is age 24. Chelsea's German defender Anthony Rudiger, age 27, and England defender Fikayo Tomori could leave during the January transfer window. Rudiger has made just one Premier League start this season, while Tomori is here to start a top flight game in 2020-2021. Tottenham, Everton, and Atletico Madrid, they are eyeing a move for Napoli's Poland striker Arkadiusz Milik, who is age 26. Osimhen Sani has really relegated that guy to the bench. West Ham United will send Denmark on the 21 defender Fredrik Alves, age 20, from Silkeborg for £1.2 million in January. Barcelona, they started talks with France forward Ousmane Dembele over a new deal amid ongoing interest from Manchester United in the 23-year-old. Manchester United should sack boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and replace him with either Mauricio Pochettino, Antonio Conte, or Diego Simeone, says former Crystal Palace owner Simon Jordan. All right, we'll wait and see how that will pan out. Wayne Rooney remains interested in the permanent manager role at Derby County, despite former England teammate John Terry being linked to the job. And for Arsenal, they should sign Crystal Palace's Ivory Coast forward Wilfred Zaha, says David Seaman, who won 3 league titles and 4 FA Cups, comes with the Gunners. Yeah, fantastic goalkeeper. Tottenham manager Jose Mourinho believes he still has 15 to 20 years left in his career, meaning he aims to be managing into his 70s. Meanwhile, Arsenal's Uruguay midfielder Lucas Torreira still has a future with the Gunners despite being loaned to Atletico Madrid, says Gilberto Silva, who won 1 Premier League title and 2 FA Cups with the Gunners. All right, these are the words we can take this morning. Like I told you, we'll come in the evening, we'll be giving you more of what to expect from the world of sports. But you know how we do it. Before we leave, we'll take the final whistle on the show.
When I saw the warm-up before the game, I had a feeling, and I told the players before the game that it was a huge difference in intensity, communication, and enthusiasm in your warm-up. And our warm-up, because I was looking at both, nothing surprises me. Tottenham Hotspur's manager Jose Mourinho, in the post-match interview, accused his players for lack of motivation in their 3-0 draw away against Lask in their Europa League game last night. And that's the final whistle on the show this morning.
We're going to come to the end of the show, but later at 4 we'll be here to give you the evening edition. My name is Wosa, African Sports Maestro, and many thanks to you guys for being part of the show and for sending your SMS, and to my strike partners Samuel Ibrahim and Samuel Francis. Many thanks to you guys for doing this with me.